Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new collaborative video with none other than the Objective Geek. This has been a while coming, but in this video, we have the moments in the Legend of Korra that just made our hearts melt away. Make sure you check out the last Airbender video we did on his channel. I do hope you enjoy this one, and without further ado,
thank you, Rohan, for having me. I am the Objective Geek, and let's get started with moment number 10. Korra learns to walk. In the episode Korra Alone, we flash back to Korra weeks after she was injured and temporarily paralyzed by Zahir. She has to undergo physical therapy with Katara to heal, and this is honestly one of the most genuine, realistic experiences we have ever seen Korra or any other character go through. When real-life heroes are badly hurt, they go through many trials and setbacks. There's no magic healing water to instantly make them whole again. In Korra's case, this was bitter work. After her initial frustrations, with the motivation of her spirit animal Naga, she manages to walk again, giving Naga a heartfelt hug. This is her first step towards recovery. Number 9. Hiroshi Dies. In Book 1, Hiroshi is clearly an antagonist who was so blinded by his lust for vengeance he would betray and hurt his own daughter Asami. Their relationship would be fractured thereafter. That is until Asami finds the strength to begin forgiving her father. Side by side, they create the hummingbird mech suits and swing into action to cut a hole into Kuvira's giant mech suit. As they cut away at Kuvira's suit, she swings her arm down to stop them. As the threat of certain death looms, Hiroshi ejects Asami's parachute and successfully creates an entry into the suit, but is squashed like a fly instantly. Asami watches on as her father is killed. Number 8. Tenzin with his kids looking at Aang's statue. This moment brings Avatar: The Last Airbender full circle. Since Aang learned his people and culture were wiped out, it was his dream to resurrect the lost society. He wouldn't fully accomplish that goal in his lifetime, so it was passed down to his only airbending son, Tenzin. As new airbenders emerge, Tenzin looks out onto Aang Memorial statue in awe. His father's dream is almost a reality. He is then joined by his kids, and together they will usher in a new generation of airbenders, a new spiritual age. Number 7. Korra meets Aang. Being able to bend all 4 elements is a defining ability of the Avatar. Korra's sense of self is tied directly to being the Avatar, at least at this point in her arc. After Amon took 3 of Korra's bending away, she feels defeated and worthless. She hits her lowest point. As she sits there crying, depression seeps in, but a familiar friend joins her. She thinks it's Tenzin at first, but as she looks up, it's Aang. Korra is now able to connect to her past lives, and Aang restores her bending. Number 6. Wan dying. In the episode Beginnings, we learn about the history of the Avatar, how Wan learned how to bend all 4 elements and merged with the light spirit Rava to become the first Avatar. Together they defeated Vatu. A war and conflict still remains. You find Wan on the battlefield, weary and exhausted from fighting, on the brink of death. He talks to Rava about his disappointment in himself, that he wasn't able to rid the world of darkness. But Rava reassures him and says, "Don't worry, we will be together for all of your lifetimes, and we will never give up."
I actually made a video on this very spot. Korra meditating deep within herself to find her inner spirit. Not the spirit of the Avatar, not Rava, but her own spiritual self. I think this was a great moment in the show because it shattered our belief that no regular human could achieve the spiritual connection that the Avatar has. Yes, Korra is the Avatar, but without Rava, she was just Korra, and she really showed us that. Korra meets Iroh. Another season 2 moment, and man, even though people don't like this season that much, it did have its good moments scattered throughout. Korra meets the beloved Iroh, and I think this came as a shock to everyone, because Iroh lived over 70 years ago and in a completely different show. And so for him to pop up out of nowhere was some feat. And he doesn't just arrive and disappear, but he gives Korra and us as the audience some extremely meaningful advice, as always, and that we can take away and use in our own lives. This was so special, has to come in at number 4. Korra almost dies after being poisoned. This was truly heartbreaking. After struggling with Zahir for so long, trying to find his tactics, trying to outsmart him, and even trying to outfight him, it was all to no avail, as Korra does end up getting poisoned. And even with the power of the Avatar state on her side, she couldn't hold it back. This was the first time I've ever seen a main character of a show become so weak, so powerless, and so fragile. I think after this moment, the whole community was in shock. And I think our hearts did melt away, but in a completely different way. Korra finding the kids in the swamp, or the other way around, this was an extremely nice moment in Season 4. Because Korra is confused and lost with herself. She doesn't know if she should go back to help the world, and she doesn't really know if she can fight. She can't really do anything. But I think it was the swamp and Toph, but really it was these 3 kids that really helped her realize that she does need to go back. To go back and fight for what is right and what is pure. And finally, the number 1 heartfelt moment in Legend of Korra, Jinora's ceremony. This was so special, it was heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. After seeing Korra getting poisoned, we saw our protagonist become nothing more than a normal citizen, no longer capable of the greatness she once was. I think Tenzin and the Airbenders stand for something here. That no matter what, when our heroes die, when they can't do the things they used to, there are always those who will rise up. And that is the human way. These Airbenders, especially Jinora, embody this one trait. And they show us that they can stand for good when Korra now can't. Korra lets one tear go, and the season ends. And we are left in mystery until Season 4. So that is going to be the video for today. The most heartfelt and the most emotional moments in the Legend of Korra, with my good friend here, the Objective Geek. Make sure you check out his channel and our last Airbender collab we did over there. But with that, my name is Rohan. Make sure you subscribe to both our channels for everything Avatar, and until next time.